What is up, guys? It's your boy Rick Kakis, and today, guys, we need to talk about the fact that the Solstice of Heroes 2024 weapons are actually insane. We are talking about multiple god tier weapons, literal best in slot weapons up for grabs in a totally free to play event, but so many people are overlooking them. And so let's get started. Now, let's right off the bat keep it 100. All right, let's keep it real. Why are people overlooking some of these weapons? Well, it's because Solstice 2024 isn't exactly getting the most hype, because the franchise basically died last week. All right, well, not actually, but Bungie went through the layoffs, the TWAB, and all of the official announcements for this event were canceled because of it. So the community sentiment is kind of at an all-time low. And so a lot of people were just like, I'm not even gonna bother with this event. But if you are someone who's hanging on, if you are someone who still enjoys Destiny 2 and are playing Solstice, or maybe plan on dipping your toes into Solstice, it is 100% gonna be worth your while. And another reason some of the best loot is being overlooked is because the best loot is actually the returning loot. You see, the brand new weapon added for this year was the Fortunate Star Legendary Void Bow, and it's not bad. Its claim to fame is that it's actually only the second bow in the entire game that can get kill clip. It has some actually pretty good origin traits for bows and stuff like that. Did a video on that already, but it's not necessarily breaking new ground like literal best in slot clear contenders for some incredible loadouts or anything like that. But the other three weapons, are cracked out of their minds. And the first one I need to talk about is the crowning Duologue Legendary Strand Rocket Launcher. This was added into the game last year, and frankly, it did not have the best rolls. But someone at Bungie, as they looked out the window and saw Pete Parsons drive by in yet another new car, they thought, you know what, screw it, I'm pressing the absolute god tier button, and holy crap, the perks they gave the crowning Duologue 4 rocket launcher are insane. In the first column, as you can see, it can get reconstruction. This is arguably the best left column perk that you can possibly get on your rocket launcher. Multiple other best in the game rocket launchers, the Apex Predator, the Crux Termination, their god rolls involve reconstruction. It overflows the magazine to 2 rounds and also will reload when stowed. It's utterly incredible. And speaking of the Apex Predator, this can also get, as you can see, bait and switch in the right column for that huge 30% damage increase. So this is literally a strand Apex Predator. Now, there's a couple differences. The main one is that it's a precision frame archetype, so it's going to do a little bit less damage. But precision frames recently got a buff, so they're really not that far behind. And even if this is doing a bit less damage, guys, it's still now clearly the best strand rocket launcher in the entire game, and it's not even close, because there's actually only one other legendary strand rocket launcher in Destiny 2, the Semi-Cotition, and that god roll is nowhere near as good as the Apex god roll that this can get. Like, its god roll is field prep bipod. Are you kidding me? Compared to reconstruction bait? So this is now, again, this is literally the best in slot strand rocket launcher, and it's not even close. And that's really valuable because of surges, depending on the activity. If you have a strand surge active, this is going to be massively outperforming a normal Apex or whatever other rocket launch you have that doesn't have an element that matches the current surge. So Unreal, that's not the only good roll. This can actually get Envious Assassin in the right column. Unfortunately, it doesn't actually work too well with reconstruction from the people who've told me who have that roll. Like, you can only still get around 3 rounds in the mag. It can actually get what I have here, bipod, which means, yes, with reconstruction, you get 4 rockets in a row, as you can see, which is super crazy, especially with Wolfpack rounds if you are being buffed by a Galahorn user. It can also get deconstruct, and don't worry about the construct part. The fact that it will reload automatically for continuous damage. I know someone who got the reconstruction deconstruct roll in this thing. They say you get to shoot 3 times before you need to reload, because deconstruct will trigger after the second shot and load another round into the mag. So that's an option too. Like, this has multiple very, very good rolls, but I think honestly just that recon bait roll is literal god tier. It is god tier. It's best in slot. Especially if you get one with double perks. Now, the way you get double perk Solstice weapons is different this year. You need to forge every single different armor piece for your character, and then, as you can see right here, the bounties then develop the chance to drop the bonus perk Solstice weapons. So if you're lucky enough to get the Uber Omega 6 out of 5 god roll, you can actually get Air Trigger, because as you can see, this actually improves your reserves, and then in that left column also get reconstruction. So you can rally with Air Trigger, get the reserve bonus, and then switch to reconstruction if you're really going for an incredible rocket launcher. But aside from that, guys, we also have the Compass Rose. This thing is in contention to be one of the best PvP shotguns in the game. It is a very rare precision frame archetype, so that weapons recoil pattern is more predictably vertical. Other things like the Matador 64 are precision frame. It's widely considered to be right now the best overall, or one of the best overall frames for getting one-hit kills with your shotgun. Now, this thing can get some banger rolls too. Right here, I have slide shot, so slide to reload the mag and also give you bonus range combined with, opening shot. A classic for great PvP shotguns. So, a solar precision frame shotgun that can get slide plus opening shot. And if you don't want slide shot, it can also actually get threat detector. It is literally the Matador 64 god roll on a weapon that's completely free to play. You don't need to grind a dungeon. You just play Bonfire Bash. That's crazy. Again, we are talking about matching the role of one of the best PvP shotguns, the Matador 64, in the entire game with the Compass Rose this year. It is a crazy, crazy good role for PvP. And again, we are talking potentially best in slot. We are really talking up there with the big dogs. This is exactly what you want to see on your PvP shotgun. Now, aside from that, the other weapon I want to kind of more quickly go over is not quite god tier, but it certainly is a lot better than previous year's iteration, and that is the something new. The something new, first of all, in terms of PvP, it's a 120 that can get kill clip. And so that is going to give you those juicy 2-taps, right? Kill clip provides a huge damage bonus. It can also get precision instrument. So it can get some pretty saucy rolls actually for a 120 if you want to go the PvP route. But additionally, it can get some great PvE rolls. Mainly, finally, this is, I think, the first year it can now finally get explosive payload, which is like a must-have for PvE shotguns. And that means it can get Demolitionist in the left plus explosive payload. That is a very, very good PvE roll. Now, the problem is that it's a 120, which is generally they're not the best in PvE. But again, I want to mention this too, some killer PvP rolls, certainly if you do like using a 120, and also the best it's ever been for PvE. And I do also want to say it can get Headstone if you want to go the more stasis oriented route as well. Honestly, Demo plus Headstone is kind of a pretty saucy stasis hand cannon to put into a stasis build or a prismatic build that wants to get those darkness debuffs, right? So all three of the non-bow weapons, honestly, all three of these old weapons, they got brand new perks this year and they are banging. They're really, really substantially better than they were in previous years, and especially that rocket launcher. I haven't been able to get the reconstruction bait and switch roll. I was streaming for 5 hours in a row and 3 hours the day before, literally trying to get that roll but maybe where I have failed, you guys can succeed. So I wish you luck. Guys, that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed and found this informative. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus. That is linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.